Hey awesome universe, hey awesome people, awesome, how you all doing? This is the TNA review from last week. And basically guys, the review this week, that is going to come tomorrow. So guys, here's the review of last week's one. Sorry about that, I had a lot to do. And I am starting to now more catch up with things and get on schedule, so... Alright guys, this is how the show started last week. The Wolves arriving, basically, and that's it, pretty much. And I kind of want to see more. Like, I wanted to see them come to the ring or something like that, because the Wolves are awesome. Alright, we got... Well, and then right after that, we got Eric Young and Abyss just fighting backstage, and like, okay, this is a good start, I like this. This is a great start, wrestling. Then they went and had a match, a Monster Ball match. Eric Young and Abyss, they had a match. It was a decent match. You know, some good moves and everything. Eric Young Abyss put Eric Young for a freaking table, and then he put him in the ring, some 2 counts and everything. But, Eric Young ripped off Abyss's mask, revealing it was Joseph Park, and then Joseph Park obviously, won. But then, he picked up a mirror and started looking at himself it's quite a cool story with Abyss, being this mask person, and then he's actually Joseph Park, but he's kind of, it's quite interesting. I like that. I always like that type of stuff. And obviously with something like Kane, that's overdone and everything, really stupid now, what WWE have done. But okay, after that we got a segment of Bobby Roode and Dixie talking. He came in with a contract, he wanted a match against Magnus, he wants the title and everything. Dixie was saying no to it, and everything, and but instead, she said to prove your point, he'll have to go up against Samoa Joe, the #1 contender, tonight. So, good match, but, some seeds of a face turn from Bobby Roode, who has been awesome, the It Factors lately. Alright, the new investor MVP, he came out, he started, he got a lot of pops for it, the crowd was loving it, he was saying, to bring back wrestling and all that stuff to do it for the fans. Kurt Angle, not Kurt Angle, Spud came out and, he started saying you should, join with Dixie Carter and everything, but MVP was obviously against that. I like it how there's, the good person in charge, but there's also the bad person in charge, like Dixie. It's kind of like what Ric Flair and Vince McMahon was. That's really good. So then there's 2 sides, the good and there's the bad. Basically, and then MVP announced that Kurt Angle would face Magnus tonight, so that was, a lot of people liked that. Then after that, you got a segment where Bully Ray, who's been fucking awesome as a heel lately, Bully Ray, he says he's gonna take away Anderson's family and everything, he wants revenge, it was fucking awesome, good heel shit. And he's gonna put someone in that coffin, and I was like, ooh, you know what? He's on his game right now, Bully Ray. Chris Sabin was, he wants to capture Velvet Sky and everything, he was trying to make out to be romantic and everything. And other thing, I don't really care for Sabin. I find him kind of boring, to be honest. Christopher Daniels, aka Curryman, went up against Bully Ray. Bully Ray destroyed him, and Bully Ray was there was one point when he was about to do his finisher. He was like, Anderson, and he looked insane and everything, and he won the match. But Bully Ray's on fire right now as a heel, one of the top heels in TNA and in the pro wrestling business right now. So Bully Ray, keep doing what you're doing. All right. Magnus confronted Dixie about, about everything, and, Dixie and him were actually having, it's been quite, because he's been her golden boy this whole time, but they actually finally, had a little bit of a confrontation for once. And EC3 walked in as well, and Dixie was complaining about the new investor and everything, all that crap. And then we go to another thing where you get Austin Aries coming out, he does a good promo, the crowd is going nuts for him, because everyone wants, I like Austin Aries, he's one of my favorites right now, the crowd is going nuts for him. And then, but then the bromance came out, and he looked like he was about to fight the bromance, but Zema Iron came out and attacked him from behind and cashed in on Aries. Austin Aries, and him, Zema, they went at it. It was a decent match. They didn't have long enough as well to fight, obviously, but there was obviously kind of how Cena goes Super Cena? It went Super Aries, basically. Yeah, but it was decent. And Aries, we all like Aries, we all want him in the spot. Alright, Christy Hemme asked Samuel Shaw, what was up with last week because of you know, the mannequin and everything, and really weird shit. But it's really getting funny. It's getting a little weird, but I think I'm a little intrigued to see where that's going to go lately in the future. Okay, Christy Hemme. Oh no, that was the last thing I just talked. Oh, this was a good segment. Bobby Roode and Magnus. Oh my god, they they had a confrontation. It was really good, and they were talking about like it was like really good because it's like Bobby Roode, who's the it factor, Magnus, who's really carrying himself really good as a champion right now. So this is like I think these two are probably going to be rivals. I think Bobby Roode's going to turn face. Magnus is going to be the heel, and I think this is really, really good for the future. So I'm really, really excited for this. MVP and Dixie had a segment. Dixie was pretty much being like, trying to make look good and everything for the investor MVP. Right, Kurt Angle, went up against Magnus, but because we already knew Kurt Angle wanted to, time off because you don't remember where he did that moonsault off the cage and everything. So he had done a lot of hard wrestling, especially with Bobby Roode, had some good matches. He wanted to break. So they ended the match pretty quickly with him and Magnus. EC3 interfered, and basically, Kurt Angle was hurt badly, like legit hurt, and the match ended quickly with Angle left on a stretcher. Now we were thinking EC3 is going to, EC3 is going to turn face. There's hints of that through the weeks, but now it just hinted that EC3 might be a guy like this was about like him proving himself to Dixie or something. Alright, Samoa Joe was checking on Angle backstage, but then Samoa was pissed. He was like yelling at Dixie, like out at Dixie and everything, and he's like, I'm gonna get your revenge and everything, like I'm gonna win that match tonight. And then it's like, oh, Samoa Joe, the intense Samoa Joe is fucking perfect right now. This is, Samoa Joe's getting the push and I love it. Samoa Joe's getting pumped up. Alright, Eric Young and Eli, they had a segment talking about Abyss, the mask and everything, we'll get past that now. Well, Chris, I don't like Chris Sabin, and I found this soap opera kind of thing boring sometimes with this, but this was actually kind of funny, because he, it showed a video package, and he tells her that, he loves her, and it seems like he's going to propose, but there's a box, and you think a ring's in there, and she opens it, and there's no ring, and he's like, he wants her to get out of the match, get out of his life, and then he challenges her to a match next week, and then I was like, if she goes over on him, that is fucking awesome, because I don't like Chris Sabin anyway. Alright, the main event, Bobby Roode versus Samoa Joe, #1 contender match. Great match, great moves by both of them, the chemistry was really good. You got the it factor against a beast like Samoa Joe now, who is absolutely destroying everyone. It's perfect timing for him, basically. And, basically, it's brilliant because Samoa Joe won, obviously, because he's the guy getting the push right now, but great chemistry by Bobby Roode and Samoa Joe. I can't wait to actually in the future see a title match between those two, like, for the title. And then right at the end, MVP and Dixie had an end confrontation where Dixie's kind of like talking about, look, this is what I created with Magnus and everything, and then MVP saying, like, he's gonna bring wrestling back and everything, and it's really awesome. And it ended like that. So I can't wait to review this week's TNA to see what happened, because I haven't watched it yet. But that was last week's TNA. Leave a like and comment for your opinion. Subscribe for more videos. Well, I love that Magnus is carrying himself as a champion right now. Bully Ray's been a great heel right now as well. Bobby Roode, Silly Factor, great. I love that MVP is really, really, going well in this role against Dixie. Everything's good. And Samoa Joe is a fucking beast right now. I fucking love it. Also, yeah, Magnus is carrying himself as champion, that's good. It's really, just like with Bobby Roode, that helped him as champion. And Austin Aries is back. Finally, well, he's been back before, but he's starting to get more screen time and more attention like we want. Alright, well, most thing I took out of it, Samoa Joe, he's getting the push, and this is what we've all wanted. Alright, bye guys, love you, and remember, you're awesome. Alright, bye guys.